Hello and welcome to GC360. I'm Taylor Weldon.
And I'm Justin Peacock. On this edition of GC360, the icy details of the snow that stopped Georgia College cold.
Remembering a fallen civil rights leader who helped make our world a little warmer.
And in sports, the men's basketball team was on fire with a move that was hard to forget. All this and more right now on GC360.
We start with breaking news. Georgia College will be closed Wednesday, February 12th. It's another winter blast coming our way. This time it looks like an ice storm. We just got the official word from the Georgia College shortly before showtime. Watch your email and Twitter feeds for news about what will happen on Thursday. It's been a good 2 months since our last broadcast, so quite a bit has happened while we've been away. Everything from inclement weather to campus construction has been going on, and we're here to fill you in on all the details you missed.
The late January freeze affected nearly everybody in Georgia, and our school was no exception. Georgia College received a surprising amount of snow, which resulted in a campus shutdown for the better part of 2 days. Emil Hellerud has a story.
2 inches of snow paralyzed Milledgeville, or at least Georgia College. According to John Hatchtel, there is a simple explanation to why the north can handle feet of snow, whereas the south cannot handle inches.
They have plows and salt and trucks that go out and treat roadways ahead of time, and a group of people that have grown up used to driving in this kind of inclement weather. Here in the South, many people have never driven in snow.
Most students did not seem restrained by the snow. They were all over campus, and whoever did not want to get hit by a snowball had a better time inside. The decision to close Georgia College was motivated with student safety, especially to those commuting from cities such as Sparta and Athens.
The other thing we were concerned about was that if we closed school at 11:30 on Tuesday and then announced immediately that we were not going to open on Wednesday, our thought was that it was possible that students who live in Atlanta would say, I don't have to be back in Milledgeville until Thursday at the earliest. I'm going to drive to Atlanta to go home.
The decisions were based on temperature. Snow is no problem, ice is. And as the forecast predicted that the temperature would rise above freezing at 10 a.m. the next day, it was announced that classes would start at 11 a.m. on Thursday. And the snow started to melt as teachers struggled to get classes back on schedule.
The snow also wreaked havoc on a visit to campus by a political candidate with a famous last name. Michelle Nunn is running for the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate. The daughter of legendary Senator Sam Nunn was supposed to hold a forum on campus. Snow blocked the event, but that didn't deter reporter Drew Allen.
Please welcome Michelle Nunn.
The daughter of former Georgia Senate legend Sam Nunn, as well as the former CEO of nonprofit organization Points of Light, Michelle Nunn arrived at Georgia College on Tuesday, January 28th, to talk to students about her campaign. Due to inclement weather, however, her main event on campus was snowed out, but GC360 managed to catch up with her at a luncheon held in her honor, where she talked about her plans for the problems in Washington and how important it is for students to get involved in politics today.
I think people on both sides of the aisle, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, have just a tremendous frustration with what they see as the dysfunction in Washington. I've spent a good part of my career engaging in programs like AmeriCorps and national service. And so inviting young people into the capacity to give back and reminding them of their opportunity to do that and their capacity to make an enormous difference for this country. We really want and need to get young people involved. We need to get college students involved. We're starting chapters of the campaign in colleges and universities and hopefully using using their energy and idealism and excitement and capacity to make a contribution to win this election.
The U.S. Senate election in Georgia will be held on November 4th, 2014, and Nunn, a Democrat, has been able to maintain a very narrow lead in the polls against likely GOP candidates, and her campaign has raked in a total of $3.3 million in fundraising. This has been Drew Allen with GC360 News.
Also, while we were away, cheers from fans at the end of a men's basketball game.
That ball.
Our sports reporters
Unless
Nick and
they
Joby
said
will
there
be
was
here a
just
little
not
later to
enough
tell us
time
all
left.
about the play that people just couldn't stop talking about.
Coach Metris is being escorted off the court by the Georgia College security. Bobcats, 56.
The Martin Luther King holiday provided more than a day off from classes. There were plenty of meaningful events around Milledgeville that day. Trey Barnett has the story.
On Martin Luther King Day, various events and activities happened around campus and the local community in support of the civil rights leader and the ideals he stood for. This included a march around campus as well as speakers in Georgia College's A&S auditorium. This year's theme, Engaging the Dream, Conservations to Action, was developed by the University Cultural Center and Diversity Director Emmanuel Little. The various events attracted a large crowd to Georgia College's campus, including the president of the university, Dr. Steve Dorman. The events lasted all day, beginning with community services at several public schools and ending with a community cookout at Hewley Park. All events celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King and his passion for equality and kindness.
Father, we thank you today for this opportunity to celebrate. Celebrate a rich history. Celebrate passion for equality. Celebrate that we have intergenerations out here. Celebrate the young and the old who have come to just honor Mr. Martin Luther King. We thank you that your will be done in this celebration. We thank you that the people who are here will be enriched and impassioned to continue the work. In the mighty name of Jesus, I do pray. Amen.
Amen.
This is not the only time of year equality and diversity is celebrated at Georgia College. There are various opportunities for people to celebrate Dr. King's legacy, including volunteer efforts. For more information, please contact the Give Center or Cultural Center. Reporting for GC360, I'm Trey Barnett.
When we come back, we'll tell you why a Holocaust survivor came to campus to sing. Stay tuned.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
President Dorman is charting a course to raise the national profile of Georgia College. In his State of the University address
Named
at
to
Russell
the best in
Auditorium,
the Southeast
Dr. Dorman
by
stressed
Princeton
5
Review.
areas of improvement.
And this year,
One being
Georgia
enhancing
College
student faculty and
graduated
staff
our first
success.
doctoral
A big
student.
part of this is
5
increasing the
students
4-year
from the
graduation
doctorate
rate.
in nursing
Also,
practice
academic
program
advising is
graduated.
being centralized for students campus-wide. Another focus will be promoting diversity. The president says he's received an action plan from a faculty staff committee. The president also announced plans to improve fundraising for Georgia College. He also said the university would work to strengthen economic development in the Milledgeville-Baldwin County area. And new technology infrastructure will be installed that will enhance functionality and security. Among the improvements will be new voice-over internet protocol phones for faculty and the Microsoft Office suite free for students.
It may be a distant memory now, but delayed construction work near the arch between Terrell and Atkinson forced students to take detours during the first weeks of the semester. Ennis Hall was connected to the loop of system that heats campus with hot water. The construction was supposed to be done during the winter break, but rain and cold temperatures delayed the project.
And speaking of construction, how do you preserve a historic building and modernize it at the same time? You're about to find out. After 1.5 years, the renovation of Ennis Hall is in the final stages. $11.3 million is buying something new out of an old and crumbling beauty. Emil Hellerud got an exclusive tour.
Ennis Hall was once the place to live as a dormitory for seniors, but it has grown old, forgotten, and static. Soon, it will be a place of expression, creativity, and innovation as Ennis Hall becomes the modern home of the Georgia College Art Department. The basement will become a photo lab, first floor a gallery, second floor a paint studio, and third floor a 3D studio. The university architect Michael Rickenbacker calls it an award winner.
All of these arches and many of these openings are original to the building that were opened up once we discovered them, and basically reusing the building in a way that takes advantage of these open spaces.
And what way is that? How do you take advantage of it?
Well, if you'd been here before we renovated, these were all blocked in. They were paneling, sort of the really sort of that striped paneling that's from the 50s that was used throughout this building. And many of these arches we weren't even, well, many of them, particularly in the lower level, we didn't even know they were there until we began to do some of the demolition for the project and rediscovered them.
A lot of the historical features in the building have been brought into the modern age.
The windows, the door frames, the handrails, the rails, most of the spaces, the rooms, the walls are in the same place. Where we took walls out, we did leave, we actually, there's a, if I could, I think we'd have to go into one of these rooms. You'll see that where we actually took walls out, where dorm room were, we scored the ceiling so you could see where those rooms were. Most of the time for universities, what we're doing is adaptive reuse. If we go to the governor's mansion and walk through that, then I would tell you that's an excellent historic preservation, and that is historic to a T. It is absolutely done as a museum. This is not a museum. This is an art gallery.
The renovation cost $11.3 million, and Michael Rickenbacker says that's a deal.
You're getting a really great art building out of something that basically was sitting here somewhat underutilized and definitely unloved for quite some time.
After 1.5 years, the new Ennis Hall gets its final details. Furniture will move in this month, people will move in March, and the first students will decorate the corridors this summer.
That was Emil Hellerud reporting.
The SGA election campaign is in full swing. For candidates are vying for the president, the race is expected to be close. The candidates are Katie Adcock, Holly Nix, Sean Espinoza, and Jay Juan Jackson. Students are encouraged to vote by visiting vote.gcsu.edu. Voting will start Wednesday at 11 a.m. and will close on Friday at 11 a.m.
The Student Government Association has changed its mind about shifting university funds away from green projects. SGA made the recommendation last year to move the funds to the student activities budget. SGA President Victoria Faree confirms that her organization has rolled back its recommendation. At issue is money collected through the so-called green fee paid by students. Of the fees we pay every semester, $5 per student is earmarked for recycling and other green projects. That's the green fee. There was fierce opposition to SGA's recommendation to divert some of the funds collected through the green fee to student use. The issue seems settled, at least for now. The green fee is responsible for many things on campus you may overlook on a day-to-day basis. One being the Brita filters on the water fountains around campus and at the Wellness Center and Recreation Center. Turning to an issue closer to home, Flowers carrying special meaning have been planted on campus. It's part of GC's commemoration of the Holocaust. The remembrance featured a visit to campus by concentration camp survivor. Kirsten Cornet reports.
The daffodil is a sign of spring, of rejuvenation, of life that cannot be snuffed out. The daffodil also looks like the Star of David, which the Nazis forced Jews to wear before they tried to snuff them out, and that makes a simple daffodil a potent symbol. The Yisrael Chai's Daffodil Project, a nonprofit Holocaust education and awareness organization, hopes to plant 1.5 million daffodils to remember the children who died during the Holocaust. 360 of those daffodils will be planted on our very own front campus. Ella Weisberger, a Holocaust survivor, visited our campus in honor of Holocaust Remembrance Day and the planting of the daffodils.
I'm very proud to be Jewish. This is my lucky star. And I wouldn't be ashamed even to put it on now.
We won a victory over the tyrant's knee. Such a
Ella sang 2 pieces with the GCSU choir in her native language of Czech. She sang in the children's opera Brundabar and is the last living singer of the opera. Ella was 11 when her family was sent to Terezin concentration camp. She also spoke about her experiences and the importance to remember that this should never happen again.
And you make me feel that there is really next generation that will be on our side. And it should never happen again.
Kay Queens, a freshman music major, spoke on what singing with Ella meant to her.
Singing today with Ella was amazing. It's kind of a different feeling just performing it with the chorus than with someone who was in it originally. It's really touching. It's really hard not to cry, so it was very emotional.
Mayor Richard Bentley has proclaimed that January 24th be Holocaust Remembrance Day in Milledgeville, and thanks to the Hillel Club, daffodils will forever be on front campus as a reminder of the 1.5 million children who died.
Ukraine became the center of attention in the world of global politics this January after a considerably unpopular move by the president. Riots and civil unrest have broken out, the heaviest of which was taking place in the city of Kiev. For perspective on the situation in Ukraine, I'm joined by GC international student Diana Akhmetsyanova. Diana hails from Russia.
Hello, Justin.
Well, hello, Diana. Thank you for joining us here on the show today.
No problem.
So Diana, what was it like growing up in Russia? And can you tell us a little about, where you're from?
All right. Well, I'm from Russia, as you already mentioned, and the city is called Syktyvkar. And you probably don't know where is that because nobody knows, because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And it's about 16-hour drive from Moscow, northeast from Moscow, and it's about 800 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty far away.
That's a trek.
Yeah.
And what are some of the biggest differences you've seen, going to a school system in Russia now to a university system in Georgia? What kind of transition have you had to face?
Yeah, it was really hard to transition because right after graduation from high school in Russia, when I was 18, I had to move by myself to America, just go to college, all right. And it was really hard to go because of the language barrier, and it got easier a little bit with time, but still hard. And yeah.
Okay, and the unrest that's going on in Eastern Europe right now, the unrest, where do you stand on this? What's your opinion?
Okay, well, my opinion might be a little bit biased since I'm Russian and I was born and raised in Russia. But if if Ukraine does join the European Union, they would definitely benefit from European products that are going to be cheaper in Ukraine, for Ukraine. Also, they will benefit from factories that European companies will move to Ukraine. But on the other hand, it's going to create competition for the local producers, so I don't know how it's going to go.
Oh, absolutely, I understand. Well, hey, Diana, thank you for joining us today.
All right.
Next on GC360, we'll talk sports. You'll lead our sports team for this semester, Nick and Jody. Stay right here.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
When you hear about suffering on this scale, you feel powerless.
But there's hope, because saving lives doesn't take a lot.
It just takes a lot of us.
Text a donation of $10, but do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know.
Forward from our site.
Forward on Facebook.
And forward on Twitter.
We are the relief.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey everybody, welcome back to GC360. I'm Nick Landon.
And I'm Joby Peoples.
And we will be bringing you everything new and noteworthy in Georgia College sports this semester.
That's right, folks, and to kick things off, Nick was able to meet up with Georgia College Athlete of the Week and Peach Belt Freshman of the Week, Faith Flanders, to talk softball.
Athlete of the Week, Faith Flanders, is a freshman pitcher for the Bobcats softball team. And in her first year, she's already making her mark.
I'm very grateful for my teammates. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be as fun, I guess. I'd still like playing the sport I do, but they make it a lot better. Like, we know that we're hardworking and we want to all achieve the same goal, and when you have a big group of people wanting to achieve the same goal, you will.
In Flanders' first collegiate start, she threw 7 shutout innings, a huge feat for the young player. The pitcher attributed her performance to her faith, as well as staying relaxed.
Before our game on Sunday, I just prayed for favor and peace, and it happened. All I had to do was throw strikes because I had a really good defense behind me, but I just went every inning, 3 outs at a time. You know, it's kind of after 7 innings it happens or it doesn't, as long as we win.
Flanders said that one of the most rewarding aspects of softball is the bond she shares with her teammates and how they carry on when they aren't on the playing field.
I like the team aspect of it for sure. The social, you probably should focus more. I really like being out there with everybody and just the connections you make over the years you play softball. There's people I see now and I'm like, did you go here? Do you know these people? Because of softball. So it's a nice connection.
Despite being a freshman, Faith says that upperclassmen are happy to see her get playing time, and the team enjoys seeing their teammates perform well.
It's exciting, definitely a blessing that I'm grateful for, but it's the leadership behind the scenes, like Marissa being in the bullpen every day, pushing all of us freshmen, because there's 3 freshman pitchers, but they're always pushing us to do better and to exceed more, and I knew that people had my back the entire game and were pushing for me.
You can catch Flanders and the Bobcats in action at the softball field at West Campus, February 25th.
Nice job, Camille!
Pretty impressive stuff so far from Flanders. Looks like we can hope for some great things from this freshman during her time with the Bobcats.
Absolutely, and really the whole team has been playing great since the start of the season. The Bobcats softballers are 4-2 now, starting the season with 6 straight home games, to be followed by a 6-game road trip, starting this Saturday at Carson-Newman College in Tennessee.
Meanwhile, Georgia College baseball is also underway, and the Bobcats dismantled King University in their season opening series, outscoring the Tornado with a whopping 31-6 over the course of the 3-game series. The Bobcats are currently ranked 32nd in Division II baseball and will host the top-ranked powerhouse University of Tampa this weekend with a doubleheader this Saturday with games starting at 1 and 4 o'clock.
The men's basketball team has had a pretty mild start, on the other hand, going 8-12 in their first 20 games. Oddly enough, this is the exact same record they held last year in the first 20. Hopefully, the Bobcats should do at least one thing differently from last year, win their homecoming game. This Saturday at 5:30, Georgia College hosts conference rival Columbus State in the battle for the Pickle Barrel, in what should be a great game and a good opportunity for the Bobcats to get on track to pull above 500 for the season.
But the season hasn't been all bad for Bobcats basketball. Even if the homecoming game goes wayside, GC will have at least one game to talk about for a while. This year's installment of the Georgia College and Georgia Regents University rivalry game. Let's have a look at the broadcast from January 20th of the truly unforgettable finish to this game for the ages between Bobcats and the Jaguars.
Blumenthal will put the ball in play left of the basket. Usually it's Aaron Robinson. 0.3 of a second left. The officials trying to make the Jaguars to sit down. Blumenthal inbounds. Royal catches, scores! He scores! It's good! The Bobcats win! He caught the ball and skied and scored, and Georgia College pulls out a 56-55 win. Royal Thomas, the hero of the Bobcats, 56-55. I don't know how they can argue that call, unless they said there was just not enough time left. And Coach Metris is being escorted off the court by the Georgia College security. Bobcats.
All right, folks, we'll be right back after this.
See you in a minute.
I'm Jerry Osborne, and I'll be giving you the latest entertainment news at Georgia College this semester on GC360. Spring semester is always exciting, and I started it off by checking out this month's First Friday. I'm in downtown Milledgeville today, covering this month's First Friday. I'm here today with Randy Adams, owner of Blossoms Florist.
Valentine's Day this year, if you place your order tonight, then you will get a free upgrade to a deluxe or premium arrangement.
Do you guys do this every year?
This is the first year that we've done it for First Friday.
Hey, what's going on, guys? What we're doing out here is we're giving out a whole bunch of free samples. I've got samples of our grilled chicken taco, our fried fish taco, and our ground beef taco.
I'm here on First Friday with Southern Bread Company, here to perform in Capitol tonight.
Yeah, we're an Athens band. We play like funky folk rock, and we love Milledgeville. We played here a couple months ago, and it's going to be awesome tonight, hopefully.
How many times have you played here?
Only once. We played at Capitol, and Matt Shaggy Sheldon got us this gig down here a couple months ago. This guy rocks, and he brings a party wherever he goes.
After a year of anticipation, Homecoming Week has finally arrived once again here at Georgia College. This is the biggest weekend of the semester for GC, as it brings together faculty, staff, students, guests, and alumni to unite as the Bobcat Nation. What's the theme for this year's momentous Homecoming Week? Game Day. Students and faculty from all different organizations here on campus are showing off their Mr. and Mrs. Georgia College candidates by tenting and giveaway goodies all over campus. The winner will be announced at halftime of the homecoming game Saturday night starting at 5:30 p.m. Look out for all the fun events going on all week long around campus, including contests, concerts, and cornhole tournaments. If you want to be a part of all the action, and let's be honest, who doesn't want to be, you can find a full detailed list of each day's events at www.homecoming.gcsu.edu. It's the Catalina Wine Mixer, brought to you by Delta Sigma Phi last Friday night. Each brother of the fraternity invited a date for the night of classy, fun, and delicious beverages. Well, that about does it for our entertainment news today, and back to Justin Taylor.
Well, that about wraps it up for our first week of the semester on GC360. I'm Taylor Weldon.
And I'm Justin Peacock. Be sure to check us out every week as we bring you news, sports, and entertainment in and around Milledgeville. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you next week.